Good morning, good morning, good morning. And welcome, family. Welcome back to Tuesday Transformation Tidbits, where we're every Tuesday we come together to fuel your faith, to sharpen your focus, and to push you into the next level. For the last couple of weeks, we've been dealing with the series Hidden Among the Stuff, but you are still the one. And this week we're coming back and we're dealing with week number 3. Remember, we were talking about Saul, and Saul, he was chosen by God, but he was found hidden among the stuff. And we've been coming from First Samuel, the 10th chapter. And we've been looking at the 20th through the 26th verse. Our main focus for last week and this week was coming from the 22nd verse. And we're here today again to come back from the 22nd verse. You see, our overall aim this morning and for this whole entire series is to help us to identify what we are hiding from our purpose. We are hiding something, and for us to confront that stuff on the inside of us, whatever stuff it is that's prohibiting you from walking into your total purpose of God. We want you to find that stuff. We want you to go into the reservoirs of your hearts, your minds, and your souls, and to embrace the position, the divine position rather, that God has placed you in. It's time for us to stop feeling as though that we're overlooked. It's time for us to stop feeling as though that we're not ready. But God has pushing is about to push us into the place that he wants us to be. But yet, and still, some of us, we're just hiding. We're hiding among the stuff that we're in. In this series, we've been trying to focus on that stuff. We're back here today, and we're going to be talking about for week 3. We're actually going to be talking about God knows where to find you. I don't know who you are on today, but God knows where you are. He knows your address. He knows your telephone number. As a matter of fact, people, he knows your credit score. He knows exactly where you are. And God is saying to you on today, I know where you are. When we look at First Samuel, the 10th chapter and the 22nd verse, it says, they inquired of the Lord further. You see, Samuel had come to Saul to crown him king, and they were requiring where he was. So they said, they inquired of the Lord further. Lord, where is this man? Has this man come here yet? And the Lord answered them. He said, yes, he's hidden himself among the stuff. How many of us has hidden ourselves among the stuff? We're hitting ourselves because we don't want to be seen. We're hitting ourselves because we are afraid. We're hitting ourselves because we want to find out exactly what God wants us to do before we actually walk into it or before we actually embrace the thing that God is calling us to do. So today we're going to continue talking about Samuel and Saul and the 22nd chapter. When we look at it, there's some of us, we need some reassurance on this morning. And I come really to, not to question you, I come really to whet your appetite, to get you to really look at yourself, to give you some reassurance, you to know that God always knows where to find you. Sometimes people search for us and they don't know exactly where we are. But God understands and he knows exactly where to find us. When everyone else is searching like they were searching for Saul and they couldn't find him, God answered them and he said he was hidden among the stuff. He was physically concealing himself. He was emotionally unsure and he was spiritually overwhelmed. How many of us can really look at ourselves and we're saying we're physically concealed? We're emotionally unsure of where we are right now in our life, what situation is really beholding us, where we stand. And some of us, we're overwhelmed. Spiritually, we're overwhelmed with everything that seems to be going on in our life. But when they asked the Lord, where was him? God immediately responded and he says, he's right there. I want all of us on this line, and if you remember the beginning when I started out, I said all of us were Sauls. So I come to talk to Sauls on the line this morning and tell you that God is saying he's right, you're right there. You tell us, he's telling us something very powerful when he talks about you're right there. He's saying you cannot be out of sight. You can be out of sight rather from people, but you're never out of sight from God. People cannot see you. People can overlook you. You can hide in your condition among your stuff from people, but you cannot hide from God. We got to remember that Saul was the chosen. He was the anointed, and he was affirmed by God. Yet and still, he was hidden. Yet and still, he didn't understand. He didn't understand that he could be revealed even among the stuff. I come to let somebody on the line know this morning, and those who are going to come back and look at the replay, you are not hidden from God. You're not hidden really among the stuff. Other people may not be able to see you. You may be out of sight from other people, but God knows your location. Just like sometimes we have people in your family that knows your location. For me, my family has the location button on their phone. I'm not sure if I really like that, but nonetheless, they know where I'm at all the time. And that could be a good thing and a bad thing. So they know where I'm at all the time. So sometimes I'm hiding from them, but I forget that my location is on my phone. But every time I forget, they will remind me, well, why are you here? Why are you there? But yet and still, God is the same way. He's reminding each and every one of us that are Sauls, but I know where you are. There are seasons when we feel invisible. There's a seasons when we're hiding behind the pain. We're hiding behind the responsibility. We're hiding behind transition or even shame. But yet and still, you may wonder sometimes, God, don't you see the pain that I'm going through? Don't you see the overwhelming responsibilities that I'm facing? As a matter of fact, God, do you remember that you set me in a state or a position of transition? And some of us, we can say, and God, I'm even ashamed of the things that I have encountered, the things that I've gone through. But God, he's not searching because you're lost. I want somebody to know that today. God is not searching for you because you're lost. Other people that are humans might search for you because you're lost, but he's watching you because he loves you. God is aware of your calling. We may think that God doesn't know our calling, but he's the one that called us. And sometimes we think and we look at our calling and we say, God, why did you call me to do this? But God is aware of your calling. And even when you think you're silent, he's aware of where you are. He's aware of what is weighing you down. Last week, we talked about the stuff that was weighing us down. And even then, he will call us out of our stuff. He will call us out of the place that we're weighed down. He'll call us by name. You see, Saul didn't go missing, but he went hiding. I come to let the Sauls on the line on today to know that you're not going missing. You may think that you're missing, but you're hiding from things. You're hiding from stuff. But even there in the midst of your hiding, even there in the midst of you being behind the stuff that is weighing you down, the voice of the Lord has your location. The voice of the Lord has exactly where you are. The voice of the Lord is calling out to you. And that same voice knows how to locate you. Even in your questions, even in your waiting, even in your uncertainty, the Lord knows how to call on you. Never forget, he has your location. Never forget that he understands exactly where you are. And when he is ready for you, we've got to understand when he's ready for us, he'll pull us out. But see, being found by God doesn't mean that he's discovering you. What it means that he's ready to use you. And I want some of us to realize as we come to the close of 2025, I want us to understand that he's not just discovering us. He's just not finding out where we are, but he's about ready to use each and every one of us. You see, your hiding place is still within God's reach. When David talked about in Psalms 139, he said, if I go up into heaven, he said, you are there. He said, if I make my bed in the depths, you are there. What he was talking about is that there's no dark corner. There's no low valley. There is no distance with your presence where the Father can't find your presence. You see, you are seen, you are known, and you are found. I don't know who I'm talking to you on the day that you thought that you were, but you are seen on today. You are known on today. Not only are you known on today, but you're known by your name on today, and you are found. God has found you where you thought that you were hidden. That hidden place that you thought no one knows about us. All of us have places that we can go to that nobody knows exactly where we are. Sometimes I get in my car and I just drive and drive when I need to get by myself, when I feel as though that the pressures of life have overwhelmed me. But even in the midst of me driving, and sometimes I drive so far until I get lost and I have to figure my way back out. But even in the midst of that, God knows where I'm at. And God can find me when people cannot. You see, God knows where your heart is. God knows what's in your heart. He knows when your heart is ready. He knows when your spirit is still. And he knows your character. He knows when your character is anchored and is enough to carry the call. I'm going to say that again. You see, God understands and he knows you. He knows when your heart is ready. When your heart is ready to behold what it is that God has called you to do. He knows when your spirit is steady on the inside, when your spirit is not here, there, and everywhere. And he knows your character is anchored enough to carry the call that God's on you. And many of us were at that place. Our character is anchored enough to carry the call that God is God is giving you, the call that God has on your life. And that's why he doesn't just see you, he times you. And I thought that that was so good when God dropped that into my spirit. He doesn't just see me, but he times me. He times you. And when his timing meets your obedience, that's when destiny becomes visible. And I want us to understand that God times us. And there's a time when our heart is ready. There's a time when our spirit is steady. And there's a time when our character, as I said, is anchored to call it. That's when God's timing meets our obedience. And that's when destiny becomes visible. So many of us on this line who are Saul, our timing in our obedience are in alignment. And I want you to understand on this morning, and those who are going to come back and listen to the replay, destiny is becoming visible for you. You're about to walk into the full range of destiny that God has designed for your life. No longer can you be hidden with the stuff that's going on to you, but you are in alignment with God's timing in your obedience. You are ready to anchor down and carry the thing that God has called for you. So I got a transformation tidbit for you on this morning. I want you to stop worrying about what doesn't see, who doesn't see you. Don't worry about in the natural who doesn't see you. If God knows where to find you, he also knows how to reveal you. Remember, I said it's about his timing. It's not about you being hidden. It's about his timing. When the time is right, I want you to know that God will point directly to where you are, and he will say that that's the one. Get them and come bring them to me. That's the one that I'm going to bring into fruition. That's the one that I'm going to bring in. Not only am I going to bring within them into fruition, but I'm going to make sure that they're able to be seen. I'm going to make sure that just as well as they were hiding, it's just as much as light that's going to be put upon them. You see, our job is not to rush out of hiding. It's to stay ready for when he calls your name. I want everyone on this line to know that God knows your name. God knows who you are. God knows where you come from. God knows your maiden name. He knows your marriage name. He knows when you were born. He knows all about you. And there is a timing that's coming that he's going to call you by your full government name. And he's going to tell you to come forth. He's going to tell you to walk into the place that he's going to come. He's going to tell you it's It's time for you to be in the place that I can use you for my glory. It's time for you to be in the place that I'm calling you forth, because there's a need for what I've placed inside of you. No longer can you be silent, but God is calling you forth. And when God calls you forth, he gives you the voice that you need for the timing that he's placing inside of you. See, you can't be lost in the sight of God. I want somebody to understand that on this morning. You can't be lost in the sight of God. You can't go anywhere where the Father doesn't see you. I gave you scripture to sustain that. When you get an opportunity, read Psalms 139. It talks about going where God cannot find you. But what you realize, no matter where you go, the Father sees you. You can't be lost in the sight of the one who called you. The same God who anointed you will also locate you when you try to disappear. His purpose, I heard this somewhere and I thought it was so good, and I've been waiting for an opportunity to use it. His purpose has GPS, Grace Position System. He has the GPS that he needs. And one thing about GPS, it always tells you which place to go, because it knows your location. God knows your location on today. And his purpose has GPS, Grace Positioning System. He can position you in the place that he wants you to be in at the time that he needs you to be in it. You see, as I close on this morning, this week, I want you to rest in the truth that God has not lost sight of you. He sees you behind the stuff. He sees you beneath the struggle. And he sees you beyond the silence that you do. So let's go and let's get ready to strive so that we can be seen, to lean into being known. We've got to understand, we got to let go of striving of not to be seen, but we've got to be seen in God. And we got to lean into the point that we're going to be known. God knows us. And he knows what timing that you're in right now. Because when it's time for you to step out, God won't need to search for you. He already knows your location. And I need so many of us to understand on the line this morning that it's time for you to step out. He's going to get your location no matter where you are. And he's calling you to the front line. He's calling you to come forth. He's calling you to stop hiding. So even when Saul hid, the people couldn't find him, but the Lord knew exactly where he was. Saul's on the line. Even though you're hidden, the Lord knows exactly where you are. As I said, you can't be lost in the sight of the Lord, because he's the one that has called you. And the same God who anointed you, as I already said, he already knows your location. You can't disappear for him. So I want us to remember on this week, even if you've been hiding, you're still found on today. Even if you've been quiet, you're still called. And I understand that, because sometimes your voice can become quiet, but you are still called. Because when destiny calls your name, he knows exactly where to find you. Destiny is calling somebody's name that's listening, that's going to come back and is going to listen to the replay. But I want you to know, he knows exactly where you are. And when your timing, when his timing aligns with your obedience, that alignment is going to make you walk into destiny. That alignment is going to allow the Lord to call your name. I want you to remember on today, you can't hide, because God knows exactly where you are. He knows your location. His purpose has the GPS that you need. He has located you, and he's given you divine instruction in direction. His grace is positioning you, because his grace has positioning system. He's positioning you and directing you into destiny on today. Family, it's been amazing to be with you on today. It's been amazing to walk you through, to know that God has found you. You thought you were Saul and you were hidden among the stuff. You thought nobody seen you beyond the stuff that you were going through. But even in the midst of your stuff, God knows who you are and he knows how to find you. He knows your location. And I want you to understand that there's no place you can go that God won't find you. And when the divine alignment happens, time in obedience, God is going to bring you forth. He's going to call your name and you're going to walk into destiny. Family, next week, we're coming back and we're going to be dealt with revealed and ready. So many of us on this line are going to be revealed before 2025 has ended. And when God reveals you, I want you to know, family, that you're ready to walk into the place that God is calling you. It's going to be by popular demand that God is calling you forward into the place, because there is a set audience that God has designed just for you. Others may have hidden you, but God knows your location. Until next week, I want you to be amazing on today and for the days to come. Shalom.